Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and the last video of 2025, that is a wrap up video. And this year I read way a lot than the past year, so let's set and go. I'll be telling you all the books I read on paperback, or I read it in the form of audiobook on my phone itself. Seeing how many books I read per month and telling you with this phone. So let's get started. For January started with a boom. I read around 6 books in January, and detailed video for January February is on my channel, so go check it out. The first read of 2025 was a banger, 5 star for me. The Hunger Games. I read 2 parts and I still have to read the last part. I know that sometimes the continuity when breaks, I am not able to get back in the mood to read the third part. So 2026, definitely one TBR book is added in my jar. Bang on 5 star read for first book of the year, The Hunger Games. I also read The Striker. Mixed feeling for this book. I still have to read Defender, the second book in the series, and it is going to be in 2026 now. As I'm going through, I'm making my TBR already. So can you please note it down for me and then comment down all the books I said I'm going to add in my TBR? It would be so much help. Listen to on the audiobook basis, it is Wildfire, Daydream. 2 books I read in the month of January as an audiobook. I liked Wildfire. I rated Wildfire around 3 stars, and I liked the theme of Daydream. I remember it so good. Henry in Daydream was like wow. The health awareness in Daydream was like wow. So that is for January. In the month of February, I read around 4 books in total. 1 book was audiobook. The one of the most hated book for me was Does It Hurt? It was so difficult to read this book. I don't know why people like this book. There is no plot. It is so stretched out book, and I didn't like the work of H.D. Carlton. Otherwise, I love the word of H.D. Carlton. You all know Jade Meadows is my like same sign crush. So this was a no for me. Second book, Love Redesign. Oh my god, this was such a nice romantic book. I loved this book. Love Julian and Dahlia's chemistry, how friendship, enemies, lover, everything so grand in their life. Audiobook I heard this month was Hey You Have Read Sam. I had a mixed feeling for it. Some people were crying for it, and I was like, the only drawback for me in this book was it was not dual POV. I like the books that have dual POV, and it was only one POV. So that's that. And the last book was actually the reread, The Fourth Wing. You all know I love the Empyrean series, so I read Fourth Wing, and obviously I rated it 5 star. I love this book, no question asked. This was for my February. March, I read 6 books. Oh my god. There are some months that I only read 1 book even. So I read 6 books and 2 were audiobooks. Obviously after Fourth Wing I have to complete the series. So I read Iron Flames and the heartbreaking Onyx Storm. The cliffhanger is so killing me, and she has just started writing. Oh my god, so much weight. But definitely both are 4.5 stars and 4 stars, just because of the confusion of events happening at one time, and for the cliffhanger you get 4 stars. But love these Zayden, Teren and Rana, my baby. I read the second part of Love Redesign Unwritten, and this is a story about single dad and nanny love story. Raphael was like a golden father. He was the golden father. He has some bad past, but he became a gold father. I can say gold father. So definitely a yes from my side. Do read it. The two audiobooks that I heard in this month was The Do-Over by Lynn Painter and Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly. Oh my god, the Thousand Boy Kisses was like so cute and so emotional book, and I loved it. The Do-Over was fun, rom-com, so easy to listen, and it was awesome. And to end the month, I started the Windy series by Liz Tomford, The Mile High. Oh my god, I loved this book on the first go. After I read forward, it dropped some points, but still it got 4 stars from my side. So Windy series is like 100% definite read for my side. Go read it. April was comparatively a slow month. I only read 3 books this month. First was Right Mile. Oh my god, I love Ryan Shea. I love Ryan Shea. He is like best boyfriend material. No, husband material. The little things he do for Indy. Oh my god. Shayla, I want this. I read this book twice this year because this is my guilty pleasure. So definitely 100% yes. Second was Caught Up, the third part of Windy series, Caught Up. This is about Kai and Miller. Kai is a baseball player and Miller is a famous pastry chef. Kai is a single dad. It is a single dad trope. If you want detailed description about Windy series, go check out my playlist about Windy series. I have playlist according to each book description. Go like it and share it with your friends, and suggest them to please read Windy series. It is a gem of a series. It was Set on You by Emily. This was like 3.5 star for me. It is basically the story between an influencer and firefighter, how they met, and they were not love at first sight. It was enemy into lovers. They were like frightened about each other. They used to nag each other, but it was a cute story. Cute one-time read story. If you are a beginner and trying to read romance for the first time, this is for you. It is not that much long, so this is the suggestion. Set on You. In the month of May, I read 4 books. Obviously I was in rush to complete the Windy series, so the next is Along by Liz Tomford. Story about Kennedy and Isai. He's brother of Kai, and this was also nice. This was like drunken marriage in Vegas and then fake relationship, how Isai convinces Kennedy to be in that relationship, show her how love actually is, and he is not the playboy of the group. Was Divergent. I picked this up because when I read about Hunger Games, there was lots talk about to read Divergent, so I gave it to it. I only read the first part, and I don't think I'm going to read further. It was like okay. It was exciting. There was some spice, there was some traction, but I'm not intrigued to read more. I started was the Billionaire series by Kat Singleton. Black Ties and White Lies was the first in series. Oh my god, this is so good series. I loved this series. I was like, wow. It was like morally grey man. It was story about brother ex-girlfriend trope, and I was like, wow. The yearning, the spice, everything was wow. He literally bought the company that she worked just because she was not picking up his phone. Excuse me? Excuse me? Does that love exist in real life? Please, I'm praying for it. Contact me, email me, DM me, anything. Chef kiss. Is Pretty Rings and Broken Things. This type of book that has arranged marriage setup, but between the enemies of two hotel groups. And this was wow. I could connect with Vinny in this, the main female protagonist, because as an Asian we are introduced to arranged marriages for finding a whosoever soulmate or love partner, whatever you can say. So if I get into this type of arranged marriage, get me the ring. Get me the ring. I'm all set. Give me the ring. But I need arranged marriage to look like this. This definitely defines the book I liked or not. Okay. In June, I read only 3 books. The first was the third part of the Billionaire series, Billionaire Bright Lights and Summer Nights by Kat Singleton. This was a story about the third friend from the group. She is very lost, she doesn't know the purpose. So she goes on a dream vacation, and there she meets a person that provokes herself to be a vlogger, and main trope of this is fake dating and how they become a real dater. If they become that, you have to find out. And yes, this series is a definitely yes from my side, so go read it. On the read was First Time Caller by B.K. Bolson. This was my first book I have read of this author, and I liked the timing, wittiness, and the plot twist in this book. Like, this story revolves around a teenage girl asking help to a radio jockey for her mom so that she can start dating and all. She's concerned about her mom love life and all, and how the radio jockey and her mother starts talking, and what a cute banter. Eventually they both work together. You have to read how their story turns out after they started working together, and why they started working together. Because she was a garage mechanic and he was a radio jockey, so why they work together. Go read it, you will like it. Add it to your TBF 2026. Last book for June was King of Enemy. Oh my god. Vuk Markovic. He is a man of less words and more actions. This was story between best friend, fiance, and him, Vuk Markov. Vuk was in love with Alana from starting. We have seen this glimpse in Kings of Sloth. This man, chef kiss. He's morally grey man. The dark romance nowadays. So this was like 4.5 star reads from my side. I was like, Vuk Markovic is my now one of the top 10 book boyfriends. And I'm waiting for King of Plutonian reference, because the female lead is protagonist is depicted as Asian, so I'm waiting for their marriage. If there would be Indian marriage, I would be like, oh my god, Anna, we need that. We all are dreaming about it, and we will be reading it in April, so fingers crossed. In July, I read 4 books, and the first one was rewind back to finish the Bindi series. Oh my god, this was the top read of 2025 for me. Rio and Haley's story. I sobbed. I really sobbed by reading this story. You can see I'm getting welled up at saying about this book. So this was like 5.5 stars for me because I loved the story of Rio and Haley. It was wholesome. Every past character got justice and got fulfillment in the story. I loved Rio. This was like for number one read of my year this year. After reading such a emo, I was like, let's dive into the
dark side.
maid series. The stories of different maid men. First is Nico, and he gets married to Elena. Wow story. This is story of Christian, and this is story of Ronan. They both are brothers, and Christian apparently worked for Nico's father, so that's how they are connected. And if you say I should rank one as a top, I would rank Christian Alistair. I love Christian Alistair. I don't know what is with the Christian name man. I love Christian Harper now. I love Christian Alistair. I can say I don't know what is in that name. So number one in the series was Christian Alistair. Then it was Nico, and then it was Ronan, because Ronan's story was about abducting, kidnapping, and then going forward. I don't really pursue towards kidnapping and forcing anyone, but I like forced proximity, but not kidnapping. Nico was also nice because it was like revenge, and Elena was like a prize for him, and this man was like chef kiss. The possession, your yearning, the safety, everything he provided. So obviously Christian Harper, another man added to my boyfriend list. August, I only read 2 books. Light Up. Oh my god, Josh, he was so funny. At the same time, he has deadly looks. He was a nurse and had a love for masked men, and apparently the account she used to stalk was of Josh the masked man. So this was like 5-star, again a 5-star read from 2025. I loved this book. It was so funny, dark, everything. Yearning, security, safety, everything. Josh is also a husband material. Just remove some of the quality, then he will be a husband material. So Josh. I also tried reading one of the books that is tennis based, The Single Game. This is apparently the book written by the same author that made an awesome book, The Devil's Wear Prada, and this was a good book. This was no romance. This was a fictional book teleporting us to the life of a tennis player, how it started, what are their struggles, what are their up down, how fame sometimes get on your mind, how you have to control it. It was really good to make me focus in my life. Like it happens, how to move on. It showed me everything. So good read. In my birthday month, I read only 2 books. The one was Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. I love the writing. I love everything about this book. It was such a nice book. It was a definitely yes from my side. Book I read in September was Enigma. Obviously, you all know I love Runix, so I'm not going to miss any storyline by Runix. I gave 4 stars to Enigma. This is a story about a dark academia. The story about Salim and Kazmaier. Kazmaier is an assistant and Salim is a first year student in the university academia. He came to the university just to find out what happened to her sister Olivia in the university, and for somewhat same reason Kashmir is there, but for different person. So their story is interlinked in some connection, and I definitely love their story. So go read it. I love Runic, so I can't say no. It is 3.5 star read from myself. If you read Gothicana, you would be having some same vibes till like that. In November, I only read 2 books. One was Caught Up. It is the second part. It is the second part of Light Up, but this book didn't stand out to me. It was basically a story about one of the brothers of Ellie, and he is a dark person in a mafia with his father, and he is a serial killer type of person, and the female protagonist is a servant here. And no offense, but still it feels like a new concept to us, and I really didn't enjoy the story. There were not a promising story. There were some few gaps in the story. So it was like 2.5 star read for me. The next book I read was on my TBR for 2 years. Then I finally decided I should go for it. It is a story about founding family. Yeah, you guessed it right. It is by Penelope Douglas. Credence. Apparently, I rated it 4 star when I read it. I know I have some issues. I don't like kidnapping, but this was wowie. Yeah, I know. I have some problems. I have to get consulted. But what was happening? What is going to happen? What is coming next? I was so intrigued in the story. Not at the starting, but eventually I got intrigued to the story. So, if you have reached a darkness in your life and you want to plunge more down, then go for this. If you are a starter, I would not recommend this. I'm telling you, I would not recommend to read the story for the first time dark romance reader. Penelope Douglas. Credence. I loved Caleb, by the way. Loved him. November, I read 1 book and 1 audiobook. Let's talk about audiobook first. Audiobook that I read is Behind the Net. It was like nice story between a famous hockey player and a PA assistant of his. They both have some past, but in the starting they feel like the other person doesn't even remember it. So it was nice how they got together. They all confessed, and very cute story. So you can read it. The next book, I read it only because of the talks I have heard on Book Talk, BookTube, anything, and they were saying that this is so good book. But for me, it was the one of the worst read for me this year. And I'm talking about Priest. I don't know what people are liking about this book. I don't know. They are doing things in church everywhere. No story, no yearning, nothing. No. They meet, they do the thing, they go away, they feel bad, then they meet again, they do the same thing again. I don't know what is the story. So definitely I would not recommend you to read this book. No. I give it 1 star just because of the smart in it. In December, the last merry year of 2025, I ended up reading one more dark romance series, and it was a banger. Like, I started my year. It's Sinner series by Somi. I love this series. I'm not kidding you. I grabbed the series. Like, I read 3 books in 1 month. Not even 1 month. I'm shooting it, and I have already finished it 10 days ago. So within 15 days, I read the 3 books. So anonymous. This is a story of Rory and Angelio Vicious Visconti. Oh my God, Visconti is my new surname. I love these brothers. I love these brothers. The first in the series is Sinners Anonymous. This is story between Rory and Angelo. Rory is basically a 21-year-old girl that is getting married to 78-year Visconti just because to save someone that she dearly loved. But when Angelo Visconti sees her on the cliff, and Vicious Visconti sees her when he comes back from London, he's like obsessed with Rory. He's like, Rory that, Rory what? Why is she this? Why is my uncle getting married to her? And all that. And he is actually the maid man. Yes, he tries to control it, but it is still in his blood. So, oh my God, this has darkness, yearning, this has possessiveness, obsession, everything. The second book, these 2 books are of Raphael and Penelope's story. Raphael is brother of Angelo. He's the second in line. He owns a lot of casinos. He loves poker. He was a gambler. And Penelope, on the other side, used to work in a casino, and then she came back to the hometown because of something that happened in the Las Vegas. Raphael's mother was a believer of tarot card readers, and he went to a tarot card reader. He described a woman like Penelope. So this is like a good banter, and I would definitely recommend you to read. This maid series. I'm not telling you much because this will spoil the first 2 stories if I tell you about the third one. So go read it. It is a definitely yes. This is all from my side for 2025. I wish all of you had a blast in 2025, and don't forget to keep your bad feelings in 2025, and in 2026 make yourself a promise that you will read more, do more what your heart wishes for. Promise yourself this, and don't forget to comment your favorite book of 2025 and which book are you going to keep it in your TBR from my 2025 books read. That's all for this year. I will meet you next year. Toodles.